Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Yeah. Those of what can share your answers. We'll discuss from the 16th one. What are the values of x and y for the 16th one? What are the values of x and y, children? Okay, so looks like nobody has tried till there. So see here. Sorry? Okay. So look at the 16th one here, children. Ax plus by is equal to a plus b by 2 is given. And the other equation is 3x plus 5y is equal to 4. See here. These are the two equations. Ax plus by is equal to a plus b by 2. This one and this one. These are the two equations given. So I'm equating the coefficients of x. I'm multiplying the two equations by a suitable number or by a suitable expression so that I get rid of the x terms. So I multiply. So first we cross multiply here. So see when you cross multiply, you get 2ax here. This one. When you cross multiply, 2ax plus 2by is equal to a plus b. When you cross multiply, 2ax plus 2by is equal to a plus b. All right, and this is the other equation. So I've multiplied the first equation by 3 and the second one by 2a. So and then you know what happens. 3 into a plus b is 3 into a, 3a, 3 into b, 3b. So you can see a 3a and 3b. Change the signs throughout in the second equation. So this gets cancelled. 6by minus 10ay is equal to 3a plus 3b minus 8a. Remember, we're trying to find the value of y. All right, so take out y common. Have the y terms on one side and the terms that do not have y on the other side. See, we are solving for y and then we'll use the value of y to find the value of x. So in this step, we're trying to find the value of y. So what we have to do is we'll have to have all the y terms on one side and the terms that do not have y on the other side. And that's what we have it here. So now how do you bring out y? Take out whatever is common between these two terms. So 2y is common. 2y is common. So you understand this 3b minus 5a is equal to here when you simplify 3a and minus 8a is minus 5a. Minus 5a. 3a minus 8a is minus 5a and this 3b. So you can see here 3b minus 5a, 3b minus 5a gets cancelled. So 2y is equal to 1. 2y is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 by 2. Substitute y is equal to 1 by 2 in one of the two equations and you see that x is also 1 by 2. So the solution set is 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. So you need to first cross multiply and get 2ax plus 2by is equal to a plus b as the first equation. And the other one is given to you 3x plus 5y is equal to 4. You can equate the coefficients of x or y. So I have multiplied so that we get rid of the x terms. Okay, the 15th one. Water is pumped from a cuboidal tank. Water is pumped from a cuboidal tank of dimensions given to you to an overhead tank in the shape of a cylinder. So the overhead tank is in the shape of a cylinder and the sump. Okay, the sump is in the form of a cuboid. The overhead tank has radius and height given to you, but we must take care that the dimensions of the cuboidal tank are in meters, while of the cylinder are in centimeter. So find the height of the water left in the cuboidal tank after the overhead tank has been completely filled with water from the cuboidal tank. It's a very simple situation. So there is so in the basement there is this sump, cuboidal sump. There's a cuboidal sump, and that sump is full of water. The sump is full of water. The overhead tank, which is cylindrical, is empty. The sump, the cuboidal sump, is full of water. The overhead cylindrical tank is empty. Water is pumped from the sump, the cuboidal sump, to the overhead tank, cylindrical tank. And then the cylindrical tank, the overhead tank, gets filled. It's full of water. Now you have to find the height of the water left in the tank after the overhead tank is completely filled with water. So what will be the volume of the water left in the sump, children? What is the volume of the water left in the sump? The volume of water left in the sump will be volume of the sump minus the volume of the cylinder. Volume of water left in the volume of water left in the cuboidal sump. Cuboidal sump is equal to volume of the sump, the volume of the cuboidal sump, minus volume of the cylindrical tank, volume of the cylindrical tank. The volume of the water left in the sump will be whatever is the full capacity, whatever is the capacity of the sump, minus the water which has been transferred to the cylindrical tank, volume of water in the volume of the cylindrical tank. That's all. If you just write this, you can get the answer. So see here. So see here, volume of water remaining in the cuboidal tank is equal to volume of the cuboidal tank minus the volume of the cylindrical tank. So cuboidal tank, we notice that all the dimensions were in meter. So converted to centimeter. Cuboidal, so length into breadth into height, minus cylindrical, pi r square h. Pi is given 3.14, r square h. So that works to this. And this is the volume of the water remaining in the sump. This is the volume of the water remaining in the sump. And how do you express that? How do you find volume of water remaining in the sump? It is the length of the sump into breadth of the sump, or you can say, listen to this. See, now supposing this is the water left in the sump. How will you find the volume of the water remaining in the sump? The volume of water remaining in the sump is equal to, is equal to the length of the water. See, if listen, children, you might know it, still listen to me carefully. If you're finding the capacity of the tank, it will be the length of the tank into the breadth of the tank into the height of the tank. But when you're finding the volume of water in the tank, volume of the water, it will be the length of the water into breadth of the water into the height of the water. Length of the water into breadth of the water into height of the water will give you the volume of water in the tank. If you want to find the volume of the tank, then it is length of the tank into breadth of the tank into height of the tank. If you want to find the volume of the water in the tank, then it is the length of the water, because water assumes the shape of the container, right? So length of the water into breadth of the water into height of the water. But we know that the length of the tank and the length of the water is the same. The length of the tank and water is the same. The breadth of the tank and the breadth of the water will be the same. Only the height can be different. So here the height of the water is different from the height of the tank, because the water is not, the tank is not full of water. If the tank is full of water, then the height of the tank and the height of the water will be the same. But now, since the water has been transferred to the cylindrical tank, the height of the water is different. So that's what you see here. Volume of water remaining. Volume of water remaining in the cuboidal tank will be length of the water into breadth of the water into height of the water, which is nothing but this. Length of the water, 400. As the tank, breadth of the tank, breadth of the water, into height of the remaining water. That's what you will, because this is the remaining volume. So this is the height of the remaining water, whatever water is there in the tank. So height of the water will be equal to, you know, this division, and yeah. I'll show you all the slides in the correct order later, children. You can take screenshots. Now you may just listen. I'll show you from the beginning, so you can take screenshots later. So this is about the 15th one. 16, simple it was. Linear equations, elimination method, you can find the values of x and y. This is 15. Now 14. In 14, you're given a quadratic equation, and you're also given that the roots are equal. That means the discriminant is 0. And you'll have to show that 1 by p plus 1 by r is equal to 2 by q. So you can see below. You can see below, children. So this is the quadratic equation given. And it's given that the roots are equal. That means d is 0. That means b squared minus 4ac is 0. So b, this is b. This one is b. This is b squared. So you can see that. Minus 4ac. This is a. This is a. And this is c. 4ac. Minus 4ac. Minus 4 into a into c is equal to 0. So this is q square, r minus p the whole square, minus 4p into r is 4pr into q minus r, p minus q is equal to 0. Then you can see I've expanded. I've expanded. Children, since it's very algebraic, I think I'll just show you the next slide. You can go through and ask me your doubts if you want. So again, we've done this. We've done a similar one. I think yesterday also we did that. We've done it earlier in the class, plus yesterday we happened to come across that question, wherein we use this identity a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca is equal to a plus b plus c the whole square, 9th standard, where we have 6 terms, of which 3 are perfect squares. We have an equation in which the LHS has 6 terms, of which 3 are perfect squares. So 6 terms, 3 perfect squares goes with a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca, where we have 6 terms, of which 3 are perfect squares, a square, b square, c square. So we will be able to prove this result using that identity. You can see here. We use that identity here. Okay, so yeah. So this is the first slide, children. Let me do one thing. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yes, children, please go through. You may even work it, children, because it's very important. I'll give you 10 minutes time. You can just go through and work it in your notebook. I'm right here. As you go through, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So children, your exams are starting from 24th Feb, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
so 24th, yeah, 24th you have your second language. How many Tamil students and how many Hindi students here? Because Hindi, I don't think is on 24th. Hindi is on 17th March.
Ma'am, I have Tamil on 24th.
You have Tamil on 24th. Okay, yeah.
I do have
Any
Tamil on
Hindi
20.
student here? Second language Hindi?
Ma'am, me, ma'am.
Tarun, okay then. Okay,
Ma'am,
Tarun. Subhalakshmi.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you have you both have Hindi on 17th, right? March 17th.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So for you it starts on 27th then with English. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
All right. And then I think your next exam is on 4th March, which is science. So you have 28, 1, 2, 3. Very less days for science you have, only 4 days. Okay, then after 4th March, you have it on 15th March, social studies on 15th March. So you have a lot of time there. So what I want to know is it possible to have 1 or 2 sessions in this duration between 4th March and 15th March? Yes, those who can raise your hand, 1 or 2 sessions. Tarun, Lakshmi, Ananya, Rajarajeshwari. Priyasha. Nandini.
Ma'am, what, ma'am?
No. See, 4th March, we have science. And after that, the next exam is on 15th March. So you have, I think you have, I don't know if I can say, but social studies is vast. But I think you have more than sufficient time to prepare for social studies. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 10 days. So I think we can have 2, 3 classes between 4th March and 15th March. Hitesh and Shreyashri? No? Okay. Shreyashri is forced to raise your hand. Okay, raise her hand. Okay. Hitesh is still deciding if it's possible or not. All right, children. So what do you think will be better as soon as you finish science? That is like 5th and 6th March or 5th and 7th. You want it closer to 15th or, like soon after 4th? 4th March is what day? 1 second, let me check the calendar. 4th March is. Oh, 4th March is Saturday. Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Okay, so I think Saturday, Sunday, 4th March and 5th March.
Okay, ma'am.
No, we'll make it soon after your science, because we'll not go till 15th. We'll try to finish the classes before 10th. I think we have many days, no? So then 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, before 10th, we'll try to have some 2, 3 classes. Before 10th March, that is between 4th March and 10th March, we'll try to have 2, 3 classes. Okay. Then after that, after social studies, Tamil students have time from 15th to 21st. Hindi students have to study for Hindi. Okay, so 15, 16, 17. 18. Okay, now, okay, then I think after that it's only between 17th and 21st. So how many of you feel, like we could do something between 17th and 21st, or you want to practice by yourself? Lower your hands and raise your hands again. All of you lower your hands. Lower your hands, yes. Now I'm talking about the period between 17th March and 21st March, because, okay, for some of us it is between 15th March and 21st March, because after social studies you have maths, 15 to 21 you have, meaning that duration. For Lakshmi and Tarun, it's between 17 and 21. Oh, okay, so during this time, after social studies, before maths, do you think you want to utilize this time by studying or practicing by yourself, or shall we make some sessions, 1 or 2 sessions in between, like 15 and 21st? Yeah, now raise your hands. Students who want classes between 15 and 21. Tesha, Tarun, Pranav, Nandini, Ananya, Rajarajeshwari, Lakshmi. Okay, so most of us. Hitesh, I think he's not able to raise his hand. Okay, looks like he's not able to use the emoji. Fine. Okay, so then we'll do that, children. So 2-3 sessions between 4th March and 15th March. And again, 2-3 sessions between 15th March and 27th March. All right, fine. Okay, I just wanted to check this. Yeah, children, now please continue. All right, so so after this, we need to open up the brackets. Open the brackets, release all the terms from the brackets. And then you need to simplify the like terms. Simplify the like terms and arrange the 6 terms. Simplify the like terms. And you will see that you're left with 6 terms, of which 3 terms are perfect squares. See here, p square q square is pq the whole square. This is qr the whole square. This is 2 times pr the whole square. And put it in the order pq, qr, pr, like ab, bc, ca, or ac. So like that, pq, qr, pr. And then these are the 2ab, 2bc, 2ca terms. So release all the terms from the brackets, get rid of the brackets, and then arrange the terms, write the 3 perfect squares first, and then the remaining terms. You can see some like terms, so simplify them. So finally, you're left with 6 terms. Just a second, children. Somebody's at the door. Just a second. Yeah, children. So the three perfect squares and then the remaining terms. So you must, present it in the form a the whole square. So see here, a the whole square plus b the whole square plus c the whole square plus 2 into a into b. And then these are two negative terms, no? Minus 4p square qr and minus 4pqr square. Now you cannot make out anything common or something. So you can just trial and error. You can just fix the minus sign. When you fix the minus sign here, you can see that you get these two terms, minus 4p square qr and minus 4pq r square. When you fix the minus sign here and write 2 into a into b, a into b, plus 2 into b into c, b into c, 2 into b into c, and 2 into a into c. You can see that you get these terms with the minus sign. So this is of the form a plus b plus c the whole square, where a is pq, b is qr, and c is minus 2pr. Minus 2pr. A square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca is equal to a plus b plus c the whole square, where a is pq, b is qr, and c is minus 2pr. So now you'll have to just look at what is to be proved. We need to prove that 1 by p plus 1 by r is equal to 2 by q, which means p and q are on one side and q on the other side. Accordingly, you need to transpose. So see here, whole square is equal to 0. So that means pq plus qr minus 2pr is equal to 0. And between these two terms, q is common. So q into p plus r is equal to 2pr. Q goes for division. And bring pr to the other side here. P by pr, r by pr. P and P gets cancelled, R cancels. So 1 by R plus 1 by P is equal to 2 by Q, or 1 by P plus 1 by R is equal to 2 by Q. This is what you'll have to prove. Work this, children, very important. Yesterday also we worked one using the same identity. So like this, variations can be asked. Are you done working? I can wait. Finish writing, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So in the 13th one, again, very algebraic, nothing new, but again, common denominator, you can see here, common denominator. Then LCM throughout. LCM, the whole thing by 3. So 18x square, 18 a plus b of x. And this one whole upon 3. No? So when you cross multiply, 0 into 3 becomes 0. Actually, at this stage, you can take out 2 common here. Can you see here? 2 is common. I forgot and I've proceeded like this. Then later here I've divided by 2 throughout. You can divide by 2 throughout here. See, you can take out 2 common. So this will become 2a square. This will become 5ab and 2b square. So you can divide by 2 throughout and make this 9x square, 9 a plus b of x. And this will be 2a square plus 5ab plus 2b square. You can take out 2 common here and divide by 2 throughout. I forgot. So I've done it in the end. I've done it here. Dividing by your tooth road, I've done it here. You can do it at this stage itself. That's what I've written here. I forgot. It's not very clear. I forgot to divide by. So I have proceeded. So you'll have to factorize this by splitting the middle term. Factorize this one by splitting the middle term. And then you can see here 2 common. And then divide by 2 throughout. Yeah, go through. You can work this, in fact, start working. The answer ends here. I've worked it in 2 ways. You can go through both the methods, children. The first method ends here. Please work that. Done, children? So worked in two methods. One is by the factorization, that is like splitting the middle term. And the other one is using the quadratic formula. So when it is solved for x, you can use any method. Quadratic formula is preferred, like when nothing is mentioned, you can choose to use quadratic formula, solving for x using the quadratic formula. So that's what you see in the alternate method. Alternate method I've done using the quadratic formula. The first one is by splitting the middle term. Done this one, children? Shall I show you the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you're not finished, take a screenshot. Maybe you can continue writing. Yeah. So it starts here. You can see, forget this. Okay, this is the other method till here. From here, this is the 13th one. 13. This is the alternate method using the quadratic formula. You can see it here. This is the 14th one. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, see the answers for the 10, 11, and 12. So I'll tell you with the 11th one, you have to find the LCM of 16 by 9 and 32 by 7. Okay, so what you'll have to do is you must bring them to the same denominator. Bring 16 by 9. You have to find the LCM of 16 by 9 and 32 by 7. Bring these two fractions to the same denominator. So the LCM of 9 and 7 is 63. So bring both to the same denominator 63. Okay, so you get 112 by 63, 288 by 63. Now ignore the denominators and find the LCM of the numerators. And find the LCM of the numerators, 112 and 288. This is the LCM, this is what you get. This is the LCM of the numerators. So the LCM of 112 and 288 is this one. So the LCM of 112 by 63 and 288 by 63 will be this one divided by 63. So 9 7s are 63 gets cancelled. So 2 to the power 5, which is 32. We have to find the LCM of 16 by 9 and 32 by 7. Bring the two fractions to the same denominator. Then ignore the denominators. Find the LCM of the numerators. And here is the LCM of the numerators. Now this is the LCM of the numerators. So the LCM of 112 divided by 63 and 288 divided by 63 will be whatever is here divided by 63. So 9 7s are 63. 63 gets cancelled. So 2 power 5, which is 32. The 11th one, since the two triangles are given to be similar, sorry, the 10th one. In question number 10, we're given that the two triangles are similar. So in similar triangles, corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, and then some expressions are given for the sides. So write them. 4x by 8x becomes 1 by 2. Becomes 1 by 2. So equate this to 1 by 2 and this also to 1 by 2. Any one is enough. But just equate both and see that you get, just check if you're getting the same answer in both the cases. So this one becomes 1 by 2. So equate this to this. That's enough actually. Simply equate this to this and see if you're getting the same answer 5. So x is equal to 5. Sometimes what may happen is you may get, supposing this is quadratic and you get two values. Supposing you get x is equal to 5 or 2. Okay. So the common solution, whatever is a common solution is the answer. If in one you're getting only one value and in the other you're getting two values, the common solution is the value for x. So in 10, triangle similar, so corresponding side the proportional, fill the expressions and find the value of x. That's about 10. 11 I told you. In 12, a cone and a sphere have equal radii and equal volume. A cone and a sphere have equal radii and equal volume. So a cone 1/3 pi r square h is equal to, they have the same volume, right? Is equal to the volume of a sphere 4/3 pi r cubed. And it's given that their volumes are the same. Volume of cone is equal to volume of sphere. And radius is also the same in both. So r. So when you cancel, you get h is equal to 4r. On cancelling, you know, 3 and then pi gets cancelled, r square and r cubed. So there's one r left here. So you get h is equal to 4r. What do we understand by that? The height of the cone is 4 times the radius of the sphere. Okay, so this is the relationship we've got. H is equal to 4r. But the radius of the, remember that the radius of the sphere and the cone is the same. So this is the relation we have got. The height of the cone. H is the height of the cone. H is the height of the cone. It's 4 times the radius. You can say it's 4 times the radius of the cone or the sphere because the radius is the same in both the cases. H is equal to 4r means the height of the cone is 4 times the radius of the cone, you can say, or 4 times the radius of the sphere, you can say, because the radius of the sphere and radius of the cone both are the same. Now what you have to find, you need to find the ratio of the diameter of the sphere and the height of the cone. This is what you'll have to find. Ratio of the diameter of the sphere and the height of the cone. This is what you'll have to find. Diameter of the sphere by the height of the cone. What's the diameter of the sphere? 2r. The radius is r, so diameter is 2r. Height of the cone, 4r. See here, height of the cone, 4r. So the required ratio is 1/2. So that's about 10, 11, and 12. So if you have an exam at school tomorrow, so I'll just, kind of read through the answers from the beginning. You can also take screenshots. So for the first one, the zeros differ by 1. The zeros differ by 1. So you can, instead of writing this, you can also write alpha minus beta is equal to -1. See, the zeros differ by 1. What I have done is this is the quadratic polynomial given. Sum of the zeros minus b by a, product of the zeros c by a. And the difference of the zeros is given to be 1. So it can be alpha minus beta as a positive 1, the difference, no? So it can be like this. If this is big, but if this is small, if alpha is small, then it will be -1. When the difference is 1, the difference is 1. So maybe it's like this. Or if this is small, then the difference will be a -1. You can also write it like this, like the way I've written here. The difference is 1. So it can be alpha minus beta is 1 or beta minus alpha is 1, depending on whichever is bigger. See, children, this is the quadratic polynomial given. Sum of the zeros minus b by a, product of the zeros c by a. Difference of the zeros is 1. So you can write this. Now use this identity. Use this identity. We know that a plus b the whole square minus a minus b the whole square is equal to 4ab. Now substitute. What is a plus b? K. So k square minus a minus b the whole square is 1. See whether it is beta minus alpha or alpha minus beta. It's whether it is 1 or minus 1. When you square it, it becomes 1 finally. 1 minus 1, whatever it is, whatever be the difference, whether the difference is 1 or minus 1, when you square it, it becomes 1, positive 1. So k square minus 1 square is equal to 4 into 2. Alpha beta is 2. So k square is 9. K is equal to plus or minus 3. Second and 3 is 2 and 3. Mostly you can do it. This is how I find the central angle, you know. If the, minutes hand goes through 60 minutes, then the angle covered is 360 degrees. See here, clock. This is the hour hand. This is the minute hand. The minute hand, it has to go 60. See, it's here. The minute hand is here at 12. To come back to 12, it has to go 60 minutes. The minute hand is now at 12. So when it moves through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and comes back to 12, it traces one complete circle in 60 minutes, because at 4 o'clock it's going to come back to 12 again. When the clock strikes 4, it'll come back to 12 again. So in 60 minutes, the minute hand traces 360 degrees. So that's how I do. 60 minutes, 360 degrees. 35 minutes, what is the angle? 60 minutes, minute hand needs 60 minutes to trace a circle or to go through 360 degrees. Then in 35 minutes, what will be the angle? Product of extremes. Or you can just write it like the 60 by 360 is equal to 35 by x. 60 by 360 is equal to 35 by x, cross multiply and get. Fourth one, if you can take a screenshot now, I'll just clear the slide. Yeah, so in question number 4, those 4 numbers are in AP. So see here, 18 AB minus 3, 18 AB minus 3. See how it is worked. See the fifth one also. In 5, let me tell you about the fifth one, children. 4, you can just, you can have a look. I'll give you time for that. Look at the fifth one. In 5, there are 3 sections A, B, and C in class 10 with 25, 40, and 35 students respectively. Okay, so 10A, 25 students, 10B, 40 students, and 10C, 35 students. The average marks obtained by section A, B, and C are average marks is given. That is mean is given to you. The average marks 70, 65, 50. Find the average marks of the entire class. So it's kind of 9th standard, though asked in 10th standard. It's again picked from the earlier board papers. So see, children, the average is given to be 70%. The average of section A, 70%, section B, 65%, section C, 50%. So that means mean x bar 1, x bar 2, and x bar 3 is given to you. And the number of students, 25, 40, and 35. So N1, N2, and N3 given to you. And what's the formula? X bar is equal to sigma xi or sigma x by n. The sum of all the values by the sum of all the observations by number of observations. Mean is equal to x bar is equal to sum of all the observations, sigma x by number of observations. So x bar 1 is equal to sigma x1 by n1. X bar 2 is equal to sigma x2 by n2. X bar 3 is equal to sigma x3 by n3. Now substitute in the correct places. and find sigma x1, sigma x2, and sigma x3. Now the average marks of the entire class will be total of all the sigma x1 plus sigma x2 plus sigma x3 divided by n1 plus n2 plus n3. Yeah, go through the fourth and fifth one now. This is 4. Go through 4 and 5, children. So in 4, 18 is the first term and minus 3 is the fourth term. 18 is the first term, minus 3 is the fourth term. So that means a plus 3d is minus 3. The first term can be a or a1, children, both are the same. The first term can be written as a1 or simply a. Don't get confused. I've used a1 because a is already in the question. The 4 terms, 18, a, b, and 3. So just to differentiate, I've used a1. This note, what I mean is the second term. What I mean by this note, the second term, a2, is given there. And the third term, a3 is b. Okay, take a screenshot. Board questions, children. Please practice. Yeah, next slide. Ignore the seventh one. Oh yeah, co-prime or not. So how do you check if two numbers are co-prime or not? Two numbers are said to be co-prime if their HCF is 1. You can find HCF in the method you have learned. You have not may have not learned this method. This is the division method. Don't do it like this. You find the HCF of the two numbers using the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, FTA. That is the prime factorization method. For question number 7, please find the HCF of the two numbers using the prime factorization method. But actually, this will be easier. You can just do this division and the last non-zero remainder is the HCF. This is the zero remainder. The last non-zero remainder is a HCF. So since the HCF of the two numbers is 1, the given numbers are co-prime. Co-prime numbers are any two numbers. Co-prime numbers need not be prime numbers. Co-prime numbers need not be prime numbers. Now, for example, 14 and 15. 14 and 15. 14 is not a prime number. 15 is also not a prime number. But they are co-prime numbers because their HCF is 1. 14 and 15, both of them are not prime numbers. But they are co-prime because their HCF is 1. So to answer the 7th one, you just have to find the HCF of the two numbers. If the HCF is 1, then they are co-prime. If the HCF is not 1, they are not co-prime. Yeah, see the sixth one. Find out sine theta and cos theta, and you should write the identity by yourself. So since you know sine theta and cos theta, write something connecting sine and cos. So which is this identity? Sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Once you find sine theta and cos theta, you should write something connecting sine theta and cos theta. So sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. What is sine square theta? X by a the whole square. Cos square theta, y by b the whole square is 1. Then take up the LCM. A square, b square is a common denominator. And then cross multiply. You're asked to find the value of b square x square plus a square y square. And that is a square b square. A square b square. So in 6, you should find sine theta, find cos theta, and write this identity by yourself. Nowhere it is mentioned that please use that identity. We write that identity because we know sine and cos. So we're writing something connecting sine and cos. Yeah. And to answer question number 8, show that if it's an identity or not. You can see the note I've written. Please read this. How do you know, like show that an equation is an identity or not? So in order to show that a given trigonometric equation, in order to show that a given trigonometric equation is not an identity, it is sufficient to find by hit and trial a single value of theta which does not satisfy it. So simply take theta 60 degrees and work the LHS and RHS. If you don't get the same answer, it's not an identity. Because an identity holds good for any value of theta. An identity should hold good for any value of theta. If the equation is an identity, then it should hold good. The LHS should be equal to the RHS for any value of theta. If the LHS is equal to the RHS only for some particular value of theta, then it's an equation, but not an identity. That's the difference between an equation and an identity. Equation means the equation is true for some value of x or for some value of y or for some value of theta, not for any value of x, any value of y, any value of theta. If the equation holds good for a particular value of x or for a particular value of y or for some value of theta, for one or two values of theta, but not all values of theta. If the equation is true for a few, one or a few values of theta, it's an equation. But if it holds good for any value of theta or any value of x, any value of y, then that equation is an identity. An equation is true for some values of the variable, for one or some values of the variable. But an identity is true for every value of the variable. So here just take, I have taken theta 60 degrees and you can see LHS is minus 1 by 2, while the RHS is minus root 3. So it's not an identity. Yeah, I think we have discussed the important ones from this paper. I'll just show you the slides from the beginning. Please take screenshots. Yeah. Screenshot. You can see the page numbers below, so don't get confused. You can see 6 and 7 here. One is by splitting the middle term. The other is using the quadratic formula. Fourteenth one is exceptionally important. Sorry, I think this is hiding. Please practice the 14th one today itself. 14th one today itself. Before you go to bed, make sure that you work this once by yourself. I think this was already here, so yeah. All right, children. So I think students who join for the revision program have 6 more classes to go. I had promised 25 sessions, of which today is the 19th session. So we have 6 more to go and we have time. I can make 3. I told you the dates, no, between 4th and 15th, and then 3 more before your board exam, math board. So that way you will have your 25 sessions. So I think children, we'll wind up with the classes today. And for the month of February, we'll meet again between 4th and whatever 15th in March, and then before your math board exam. 3 sessions between 4th and 15th, and 3 more sessions before your maths exam. That is after your social studies and before your math exam. So we'll wind up the sessions for February. If you want any practice papers or you have trouble with any particular chapter and you want some questions with answers, I have my own material wherein you will have the questions as well as the answers. So if you want any specific help like that, please reach out to me. Please text me. I'll do the needful. Otherwise, I had suggested that question bank. I think if you're sure about your portions and you want to check how well prepared you are, you can make use of the question bank. You try to solve the MCQs. It should be a quick one. Like you cannot sit with your book and pen and work out neatly one by one. For that, we don't have time. When you see the question, you must be able to analyze if you know it or you don't know. So if you read the question and you kind of feel that, yes, it's familiar, it's not a new question, just leave that and go to the next one. So you can make use of Oswald, then the tuition notebook. Don't keep too much of material to study. Your school classwork notebook, the tuition notebook, and Oswald. That's it. Please revise whatever you already understood. Don't learn anything new. Practice whatever you've already been taught at school, whatever we have discussed here. And that reference book, you can help to judge yourself, evaluate your understanding and progress. All right, children. So good luck. Prepare well. anything, meaning whatever it is regarding mathematics, please do not disturb your family members. Reach out to me. We'll sort it out. All right. So all the best for your preparation. All the best for all the exams. Do well. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fine, children. So we are winding up for the month of February. Meet you in March. Good luck once again. And good night, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You may leave the call. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.